Hi Aries, hope that you're well. This is your September 2017 reading, answering the question, how does he or she feel about you? So this is literally for the Aries person inquiring about how their partner feels about them. So this isn't looking into how Aries feels, it's looking into how Aries' partner feels. I'll just go ahead and get started with the reading. Actually, before I do, please do like, share and subscribe to the Symbols for Living YouTube channel if you do enjoy this reading. I'm also on a few other social media platforms, so please do take a search for me there. And I've also got a recently opened Etsy shop. So again, if you search Symbols for Living at etsy.com, you should see me there, where you can see all of my astrology inspired collection, etc. If you have any more questions about what I do, you can always email me, and I'll be more than happy to get back to you. So alright, so the overall energy for this reading is the Three of Swords, as we do see here in the top right hand corner. So this tells me that this month there's going to be an energy of disappointment, of illusions being shattered, of expectations having to be more grounded, or just revelations. That being said, we do have two cards of revelation at the central point of the reading. So this tells me that yes, there is some news that's going to come to light this month. It could be coming from your partner, but this is how your partner feels about you. So your partner feels the Tower energy towards you and feels the Judgment card energy towards you. So they may feel that you may have recently revealed a truth to them that they didn't see coming. They could have rested a lot of their beliefs about the relationships, a lot of their plans and future visions for the relationship on a particular truth or non-truth that they believe to be true. So therefore, all those plans, all those hopes for the future have now been shattered, leading to this disappointment. So there's a new truth that your partner is now having to work with. The Judgment card is here, so though as well, so it does suggest that your partner may feel a bit relieved, I think, about at least now being able to see exactly how things actually are, feeling like the cards are now all on the table. We're now dealing with the truth, so at least we're dealing with something that we can actually work with, rather than smoke and mirrors kind of thing. They actually feel that they've got the real truth now. They've got to the heart of the matter, that they've got something that they can work with now, and they can actually set some real future or make some decisions about their future in a much more confident way, and at least feel confident that they are now based in truth, and that this can now be discussed openly. They may also feel like it's a good opportunity to have everyone kind of put all of their cards on the table. So it's that kind of energy this month, where people may be just kind of saying what they really think, saying how they really feel about the relationship. So you may find that your partner does the same thing. You may say, look, this is how I really feel about this particular thing. I really like polygamous relationships, or I really want to, I never wanted to be settled down and living in like a 3-bedroom semi-detached house in Surrey. I really wanted to travel, every other year and live in a new city every year, so it could be that kind of thing. I wanted children, now I don't want children, or but it seems to be a very fundamental truth that that can't be denied, as well. Interestingly, we've got the King of Truth here, the King of Swords, centrally here. This is advice to the querent. So in terms of how your partner's feeling, you're being advised here to talk very honestly, be very open, be very brave in your communication as well. Speak from the heart, not just from the head. This is about talking your actual truth, talking about what your desires are, what your plans are for the future, like what you really want. King of Swords also talks about sticking to the truth, sticking to the point. So where the argument could, veer off into a conversation of a bickering, the King of Swords asks you to stick to the point of the conversation, and remain objective as much as you can, with a view to with particular outcomes, I guess, already decided. Like if you need to kind of reach a decision or an understanding about something between you and your partner, that you should try and keep the conversation along those lines. And you're being asked here to be the custodian, really, of this energy. So your partner may decide to fly off the handle, and you're going to be the one that's required to try and keep the conversation going in the direction that it needs to go in, to get to the truth, to get all the cards on the table, to talk about how you guys really feel. So you have a clear, solid foundation to work from going forward, whether that be you guys deciding to stay together or you guys deciding to, go your own separate ways. This card does talk about separation. We do have the Ace of Swords here again, so there's a massive focus here on the truth and clear communication. Also keeping your perspective objective as much as possible. And we do have the Five of Coins here. It just, there will be some sort of loneliness, but then we do have this kind of new beginning, an opportunity for maybe a brand new start, in terms of exploring your own interests. And you may feel left out in the cold. You may feel like you're having to go this alone now, possibly, especially with the Eight of Cups here, breaks here, not wanting to open up here. So there is a suggestion that you are moving towards being, deciding to go it alone, or at least taking some time out for yourself to be with yourself. So at the base of the reading here, in terms of how your partner is thinking about a situation, they're trying to be as level-headed as possible. They may be quite defensive as well. They may feel quite hurt, quite disappointed, but kind of, now they're not really talking from their heart space. They're maybe being quite blunt with you. They could be thinking that way. They could just be feeling really disappointed and really hurt, basically, by the truth, but at the same time putting a brave face on it, just trying their best as well, I think, to stick to the truth, to protect whatever they have acquired, I guess, in the relationship so far, protecting their heart. They may not be very open right now at all. This person is thinking about money, so if this was a marriage partnership, your partner is thinking, well, I'm going to be very businesslike about this. We're breaking up. These are my assets. These are your assets. I'm looking to make a new start now, and I'll need money to do that, possibly. He or she may be looking for fairness in terms of how assets are split up. They may be looking to protect assets. It could be that you had already bought a house. You had, this person could already have made some sort of investment in the relationship, and may feel a little bit jilted, knowing that they've put all that into it, and now they're having to start again. And this is causing them, I think, causing them to really look at their finances, and make sure that they get what they put in. And also, I mean, if this is not as heavy as the cards that seem to be implying with the two major arcana there, and you guys are just having a disagreement, it looks like, the truth that has come out has given an opportunity for a solid new beginning. and it looks like your partner is actually looking at this quite strategically and saying, okay, well, actually, with this truth now that you know we have, I can now go ahead and I can still make a solid, I can still set some solid foundation, or I can still make a solid new start with this information. That's how it looks here. It looks like this person is even considering like marriage, or you know, buying a home if you haven't already bought one. It's like the truth that has come out has given, I think, your partner ideas about possibly how the future could look, knowing now what they know. They may feel that for some reason it's some sort of opportunity for this brand new start. So yeah, I mean, now the truth has come out, it could just be offering a brand new start, that now you know, at least now you're working with the truth. And whereas before you thought you had the Ace of Pentacles, you thought you had this solid, real, genuine connection or relationship, you actually didn't. There were still things that were hidden. What you believed to be true wasn't. Now you know, or now your partner knows. They feel they can actually make a real, solid, genuine relationship with what you guys have. And again, this is quite calculated. There's no emotion here, really. There's no cups energies here. It's very business-like. So it's interesting. We've got the Star card here in terms of advice for the querent. So you are being asked to really look to the future, think about your future goals, and think also about your true heart's desire. The Star card talks about our inner hopes and dreams, wishes, our long-term goals as well. We can also talk about dreams coming true and things like that. So you're being asked to really be, again, honest with yourself, and really look to see what it is that you truly desire and want, and to focus on that. Not to think about the here and now, but think about the things that you're doing now that's setting yourself up for the future. So you're being asked to think along those lines. You're not being asked to think about how things look per se now and then basing that on the future, but it's about sowing seeds now. So that's how you're supposed to be thinking about sowing seeds. So you may not have what you want right now, but you are being asked to sow the seeds for what you want in the future with regards to this relationship. So this truth may have come out, may have kind of stalled things a little bit. It may, you know, the truth that's come out may show that there's more work to be done. But that's not to say that what's happened here has necessarily destroyed the long-term dream. It just means that the expectation that you had was not, what's the word? I can't find the word. The expectation that you had wasn't realistic, and wasn't grounded in any truth. So you've been asked here to set new goals and to really think about what your goals are going forward, and then really sowing the seeds to make that true dream that you do have come true. So if it is some sort of dream that hasn't come true for you, you know, someone really has let you down, and you're now having to be this King of Swords and get out of your emotions and just be very matter of fact about things, you are being advised here to not give up on any dreams that you did have. And this is your personal dreams as well. And just to stay focused on those. And yeah, just recognize that it may take time. It could take up to 8 years for this to actually reach fruition, whichever dream that you have. This could also be, if something has happened, this could be like some sort of, 7-year itch that's happened. But at least the truth has come out. If it's a 7-year itch, or someone's had an affair, someone's stepped out of the relationship. If that has happened, we do have 2 3s here. Then, yeah, it's like, okay, well, at least now we know. And at least now we can move forward with some truth, and discuss it and really readdress the overall aims of the relationship. If you guys realize that you actually really do care about each other, and that you realize that you hadn't been paying a lot of attention to each other, you hadn't been connected like you should have been, or communication may have been strained before. I think it's about setting new objectives for the future. You're here with the Queen of Cups. Your intentions for the future is to get more into your emotions, to connect more into like how you feel. So yeah, I do feel that sorry guys, just lost for words sometimes, but I do feel like you have to connect to how you feel and use that as a springboard in terms of planning for the future and getting more into your emotions, and maybe being less mental about things and slowing down a bit as well. The Queen of Cups just talk about kind of slowing things down, enjoying the moment, getting into your heart space, listening to how you feel, sitting still sometimes, like she's just sitting still and just contemplating love, and all that it means. Okay, so then we've got the 6 of Pentacles and the Magician card. So your partner is planning to, again, this is about money, making sure everything's fair, making sure everything I put in, I get out. And the Magician card, being very clever, very calculated, knowing your worth. The Star card also talks about knowing your worth. If we don't know our own worth, it's hard to fight for our own dreams. So there is something here as well for you as well, Aries, to really know that your dreams are worth fighting for, ultimately knowing that you yourself and your dreams are worth fighting for. So don't give up on whatever dreams that you do have for this relationship or for yourself, if you guys do end up going on separate paths. But your partner's definitely looking to get even, I feel, and they're going to be the Queen of Swords about it. They're going to be very calculated, the Magician card here. They're going to want to be quite calculated and use all the tools available to them. They're not going to be, they're going to be calculated. They're not going to be doing things from their heart per se. They're going to be looking at how much money how much money have I put in, so therefore how much am I getting out, and that's it. That's as much as I feel that your partner is intending to do. They could be looking to get even in some way. They could be using this information as leverage over you, so they could be giving you kind of guilt trips around this, and because of that you may give more money. They may decide to really milk the situation. that, you know, they could, you know, as I said, give the guilt trip and make you feel that, you know, because it could even be a case of you could, with your partner being quite focused on money here, it could be that you rely quite a lot on your partner for money. Or maybe, you know, you're both, you know, you may not be able to afford to live in the kind of accommodation that you guys live in if you were to go it alone. You know, that might be why the Five of Coins was there as well. You may find yourself slightly less financially well off, because this person and you have broken up, and maybe, you know, their contribution, even if it was 50-50, really enabled you to live a kind of lifestyle. And they could be using this as leverage to kind of possibly keep you around, or just for them to feel better about themselves. You're being asked here to, you know, in that situation where you feel you may be being manipulated, to connect to your emotions. Your intention should be to listen to your gut instinct, your heart. If in your body you know that something is not right, listen to that. Listen to that inner knowing. Make decisions based from your heart. Your partner looks like they're going to be I think they're still going to be quite hurt by what's gone on. And, you know, we did just have the eclipse. You know, there are major changes and shifts happening for all of us. So, and with the Eight of Cups here, it looks like maybe in the near past you decided that you know, you weren't happy and you did want something more. That whatever you were experiencing wasn't enough. Communication could have broken down between you guys, because someone stepped outside the relationship. So it could be that, you know, it could be that your partner has done this, that your partner stepped out of the relationship, and, you know, they're now using money to still keep you around, you know, possibly. But I thought there was a third party involved. Yeah. We've even got 3 naked people here, and we've got 3 naked people there. You know, people being kicked out of their home. You know, that could have happened as well. So, like, in the near past, your partner was exploring, I think, other avenues, trying new things, looking for possibly feedback outside of the relationship, feeling like they didn't have enough and needed more, wanting more, and just looking elsewhere for things, that curiosity. And then there seems to be a breakdown in, so I think your partner really maybe had a bit like almost like cold feet, wanting to know what else was out there, and also possibly needing a break from the relationship. Maybe there was a lot of stuff going on, and your partner may have felt overwhelmed or stressed, and they've decided to step out of the relationship almost as like a respite. That could have happened here. And the only reason really why I'm interpreting these cards in this way is because of what's going on here, and also this card. Because these 2 cards aren't necessarily negative, but especially with the 8 of Cups here, it's like you decided that this is just not enough for you. You're moving on. You're looking for the other 2 cups. You need more. This isn't enough. And you started to follow your own star. Look to your own desires, your own hopes and dreams. I think at it's like you didn't, you weren't maybe honest with yourself about what your true dreams were, and possibly you've been in a relationship that was based on certain amount of ambiguousness in terms of like maybe you didn't really know, or your partner didn't really know what they really wanted when they kind of got into the relationship, and now maybe now the dust has all settled, you may have come to realization that this isn't actually what you wanted, and actually they were just fulfilling some sort of need at the time, or vice versa. You know, you may have needed, like I said, a certain lifestyle you were after, or your partner was after. And it could be like a really basic like lifestyle. It doesn't have to necessarily be like, you know, limos everywhere. It could just be basically, you know, it's easier to pay bills when you're living with somebody. You know, that sounds terrible. Or your family would be impressed if you date this person, or, you know, whatever reason that isn't actually based in your truth, could have been what the relationship was founded on. That could have been the foundation of the relationship. And it's kind of being quite stressful, I think, and it's actually got to the point where the stress has caused your partner to want to take a break and to want to really kind of get out there and spread their wings a bit. Or they could be feeling that you're doing that and that you're not communicating with them and you've turned your back on them, because you're really wanting to follow your true heart's desire. So yeah, there's definitely going to be someone disappointed this month. According to this reading, if the reading resonates with you, you know, hopefully you're in a very happy, content relationship and this is just not resonating at all. But if it is, it looks like there was a, you know, you are being asked here to think of the future. Don't think too much about what's gone wrong now or how things look now, but to remember why maybe you've revealed whatever you revealed to your partner. Like, what was the point of that? The point was because you wanted to get on path to your truth. You wanted to be in your truth. So know that you're worth it. You know, you do deserve to live your truth. You do deserve to go after the dreams that you want to go after. You don't have to limit yourself to make somebody else happy. You don't have to put your dreams in a box to make everyone else happy. Like, you deserve to follow your dream, and you have to focus on that and stay focused on it, and not on what's going wrong right now, but really hope and look to the future. So your partner in the near future is going to be feeling the Four of Coins and the Six of Wands. So yeah, again, this talks about this person really wanting to hold on to money again and feeling victorious because of it. So this person may feel like, you know, well, I haven't lost really, because I've kept all the money, you know, or I've kept the house, or you know, things like that. It's you that might be the one that needs to move out, Aries. You know, if this is a case of you guys living together, it would be, I feel, it'll be you that you would need to, or would be asked to move. And that might be why, you know, you're the one feeling the Five of Coins here, like out in the cold, literally. But again, you're being asked to be objective about it. There's no Cups cards here, apart from the Queen of Cups here. But you are being asked to be quite logical about it. And I think the reason why you've been asked to do that, even though maybe you are a natural fire sign, you're naturally going to want to speak from the heart, and you know, that's where your truth lies. You are being asked to remember that you're dealing with someone that's very much an air sign, an air energy. So they could have, I mean, even if they're not an air sign, they could definitely have their moon in Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. As much as I love air signs, you know, I think in situations like this, where you're being asked to be the King of Swords, you have to be aware that they're very clever, and they could be quite cutthroat. They need to be, and you know, that's their gift, you know, and you're being asked to be reminded of that this person is going to come at you from a very logical standpoint. This could end up in court, most definitely, with the King and Queen of Swords. You know, especially with the Judgment card is here as well. This could be a splitting of assets between you guys, you know, in court. But you're being reminded that, you know, this is what you're dealing with. So really do try your best to remember the objective of any conversation and not to veer off. And if it does veer off and this person is determined to argue with you, then you just obviously end the conversation and try again another time when that person maybe is in a better frame of mind. But yeah, the Queen of Cups, I think the Queen of Cups has come up here. It is talking about as well balancing your emotions, also connecting to your feminine side. So I don't know if this is talking about somehow receiving money as well. It also talks about a mother, being a mother. So I don't know if, you know, you're being reminded here or being prompted by Spirit to care for yourself, but also something to do with mothering. I don't know if maybe the kids are involved in this. To remember your place, like you are the mother, so your focus in terms of, you know, if this does end up in court, that your focus is about your kids and making sure that they get the money or the lifestyle that they need in order for you know, you to feel comfortable, in order for them to be comfortable. Yeah, that kind of came through as well. So okay, so back to the future position. Yeah, your partner just looks like they're going to be feeling really like, yeah, you know, I'm okay because I still got the house. It's like a little bit like that. It's a little bit of someone just wanting to win, and they feel like they've won if they've been able to keep hold of their money. This person could just be determined not to open up, and in them not opening up their home, not opening up, you know, in any way really to you, also allows them to feel like they've got the upper hand, that they're winning, that they feel like they've got, that things are now fair kind of thing. You know, for them I think it's more about winning and saving face than I think it is about anything else. And you're being advised here again with the Temperance card. This is also the card of Sagittarius, which talks about composure, knowing to do things at the right time, acting in a measured way, you know, tempering yourself, being wise, remaining in control of self-control of yourself, whilst also not forgetting, you know, that you have you know, you're still a fire energy. You still have your own will and desire, and you know, it's saying here, you know, you can be passionate. You can be really strongly passionate, but don't overreact. Try and have all your responses be measured. Remember, you know, and I think that's why the King of Swords is here as well, because he's probably going to give all responses in a very measured, logical, almost like premeditated kind of way. And I think you're being asked here, you know, even in the near future, to remain balanced internally, whilst also not forgetting what your true desires are, what's in your heart, and speaking your truth. I mean, Sagittarius is all about truth, you know. So you are being asked here to really connect to your truth, stick with that, with the Star card here. And just remember that throughout September and through these possibly challenging times, to stick to your truth. King of Swords is saying that here. But also, you know, with the Queen of Cups here, you're being asked to, you know, don't forget your emotions as well. So the Temperance card, I think, is asking you to balance the both. Yeah, you know, connect to your emotions, and also connect to, you know, how you think about the situation, and just keep those things in balance. So not to overthink it, and at the same time not to be overly emotional. But ultimately just giving very measured responses, and just, yeah, not being too logical and not being too emotional, but having it somewhere in the middle, so at least you're meeting your objectives. Yeah. So I hope that was clear. It wasn't the most clearest reading, but yeah, I think that the message is pretty much okay, yeah, card doesn't want to come off the floor. Okay, so we had Y come out. That's the first card. So why? Again, that's the Star card. That's the inner truth right there. Why? You know, why are you doing all this anyway? Why did you break up? The here and now. Yeah, what can we do in the here and now to look, you know, what can we do in the here and now to prepare for the future? Got In Between Worlds, and then we've got Never Ending Story. It's interesting. And we've got Fork in the Road. So this is about you making a decision. You're in between worlds. You have got the here and now to be concerned about, but you are actually in between worlds. It's a never ending story. I mean, it actually equates to a 10. So I feel that it's actually saying that it could be the end to, it could actually be the end to a never-ending story. It could also be saying that this person's never going to change, or you're never going to change. You're always going to be who you are. So that's it, really. That makes it a 10. Like, there's no, you know, that's it. You are the never-ending story, and that life continues to go on, and just remember that, and just allow that to keep you balanced. I think that this is not the end. You are between worlds. You may feel like this is the end, and you know you're in the here and now, but actually it's a fork in the road. Actually, you are veering off onto a new path, whether it be in, you know, to stay in this relationship or to move out of it. And just remember what you're doing this all for. You know, really connect to your heart space. And that might be why, you know, it's here with the Queen of Cups. You're going to know the why when you connect to your heart space, as the Queen of Cups would do. So I think that's probably, you know, what the Temperance card is also saying. You know, connect to your heart, your heart's desire. Yes, it will. You know, don't forget your will and your desire and what's in your heart. That is going to keep you on track going forward. Keep your eye on the goal. So the why answer is going to be in your heart. What's truly in your heart, and then, you know, in the here and now, as you're between worlds, you know, and moving into this new direction. In the here and now, you can still lay the seeds. And this is an egg that she's on. It's fertility. You know, it's like the seed. You know, you can lay seeds for your future. Yeah, although you're in between worlds. So yeah, a lot of messages came through in that reading. A lot. But I don't want to go on for too long. But I think that you guys get the message. I hope it wasn't that clear. Haven't had my coffee yet, so and I've only just woke up, but I wanted to get these readings on for you as soon as possible. But yeah, Aries, you know, you are at a fork in the road. You are choosing a whole new path for yourself that I think is actually going to be something to do with your sexuality, to be really honest with you. I see the fire signs cards come up at the base of the deck. I do feel you will be starting to have new relationships, I feel. And that this is going to be, I think, for you, an ongoing kind of thing. As I said, you are between worlds. It's going to be, it's not going to happen overnight, this change. And that might be why the never-ending story is there. You may feel like you're having to learn this lesson over and over again, over, you know, the next month, say. Or go over it again and again. In a sense, constant rebalancing, constantly finding your own footing. You know, I think there's a lot to do with you figuring out what you really want, and who you really are. And that's why the why card has come up. And you're being asked here to just remember that all the things that you do now do have effect on your future. So do lay the right seeds. Remember to remain objective. What is it that you actually want to get out of this? Yeah, and look forward to your future, which seems to be pretty good. There's new beginnings. So yeah, congratulations to you if you have, you know, spoken your truth, and it was a hard thing to do. Well done. It's a good time to do it with the eclipses. And yeah, I guess apart from that, that's the end of the reading. Take very good care, Aries, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.